Good morning, friends. So, the cockroaches are out into the open and having a gala time, a grand time with all their folks from across the country battling with the forces, all kinds of forces, not only the police, the CRPF, the army, the military, the commandos, I don't know what all of them well armed, well equipped, and these kids coming with just their backpack and a bottle of water. It's really devastating to even look at the capital of the country turning into a Kurukshetra. Is this the way to treat the Gen Z who are supposed to build your country and of whom you want to lead? We are all used to this langar thing in our country since ages. I have no objection to langar, but since the children are being fed by some well-meaning socialites or people who are generous and feeding out of empathy and the need to support the cause that the kids have taken up, they are being provided with water, food. Is it not the responsibility of the government to see that they are taken care of? You talk about providing midday meals, which is often adulterated and causing health harm to the children who regularly go to school. And now when they have come to agitate against something which is not acceptable to them, which is genuine, having put in the hard work of years of time, effort, not only that, the sacrifice of their parents, and you're not even supporting them. And the irony of it is, you think of them at 3 o'clock at night to talk about the Man Ki Baat. Isn't it a bit ridiculous that instead of facing the issues head on, trying to settle them on the battlefield, you take to the closed room and talk through a mobile which is tapped, just like many of us are, of our phones are. Well, coming back to the videos that was put on my YouTube channel for my viewership, it spoke about the need, the dire need for validation. You need someone to even say, is it okay? Am I doing right? The reason for this is there's no decision making. You have never made a decision by yourself, for yourself, at any point of time in life. Someone else has always made the decision. When you're a kid, you're at the parents might have made the decision, or the circumstances might have made the decision. You ran away from house because you don't know what to do at home. They couldn't handle you at home. Perhaps. I know of mothers who say that I can't handle my child at home, I'm going to put in the hostel. So almost all the decisions were taken by elders, teachers, parents. Others have decided. You have never decided for yourself. So even now as an adult, you want someone else to say that this go ahead. Even though you have all the proof in hand, you have the blueprint which I have given almost in the month of March or April I believe, when I'd come to Delhi. When I'd given the full agenda, full list of activities, 10 list of activities, including some people whom I know or who could contribute. They do have the copies of the list of items to be discussed, to be how to go about. Everything has been spelled out in clear-cut terms. And when there was no response, I decided to come. I gave sufficient notice that I will be coming here, and still the Uber fellow took me to another hotel. As though Uber is ruling Delhi. There's nobody who rules Delhi. Now the kids are ruling. And you're locked up inside the Parliament House discussing nothing. Now, you're not able to take decisions which are result oriented, which will take you forward to the next step, how to solve this problem. Rather than that, you sit discussing about, you know what you have discussed. So this is a basically decision making issue. When you come to a crossroads in life, you don't know which to choose. The trouble is, you don't know what is right or wrong. And even if you know it is right or maybe right, you don't believe in others. You don't have trust in your own friends. You don't have trust in your own group, in your own allies. And everybody, it's like the great Indian frogs, you know. I heard of this story. A basket of frogs were kept open on the ship, along with baskets of other countries also. For I don't know where they were going to be shipped. All other countries' frogs the lids were closed, the basket or that container. The Indian frog basket was not closed. Somebody asked why? How come the Indian frog's basket is not closed, the container is not closed? No, we don't have to worry at all. Each one will pull the other person's leg and bring them down. Nothing will jump out. Don't worry, absolutely. So each one is pulling others' legs to bring them down rather than arriving at a constructive solution to the problem in hand. You prefer beating up the children with weapons which are to be used in warfare, while here they are come to discussion with you. Nobody is prepared to discuss. Just a photo shoot with one letter which arrives at nothing. No accountability, no responsibility. Each one afraid of somebody else. That's because there is no sense of commitment. You have no sense of commitment to yourself first. Even as you take the oath, when you enter the parliament, you have taken the oath that you will honor the constitution. Fine. But what you'll honor the constitution does not mean just keep the constitution and keep showing everywhere. You have to honor what is mentioned inside the constitution. Honor the rights of the citizens when they raise it. On the other hand, all laws that are taken, that are decided when the opposition has walked out and the majority house passes it after 9 o'clock, even midnight. At any time of the when the parliament is in session, and they particularly call with all this agenda and also the backstage actions which are fixing all these activities so that they get time to pass these resolutions. That is how about 100 and there is about 145 pages Excel sheet laws of the ever since British time, which has been revoked, which has been cancelled, done away with. Many of them are still relevant and have to be there. In fact, I have given a list where you have to bring all those rules back. Nothing is attended to. And then you expect validation for a meaningless, downright inhuman behavior. Certainly you won't get any response. You have your own wisdom, and already evidence is there. Videos are there. Judgment is the judiciary is there who has to take the decision. There are lawyers who can argue for that. God will not come from heaven to argue, because it's a human activity, human act that has been there done. The Ram temple has been looted, forgotten, and all moneyed people have poured their money. People have given their land, have given their livelihood, source of income to build a Ram temple. And that Ram temple, after consecrating that statue, now that Ram temple has been built in a Shiva's temple place. Bhalehi you have argued Muslim this and masjid was there and all that. It was actually a Shiva's temple there. And you have built a Ram temple, which is Shiva is the Ishvara for destruction. Rama, or Vishnu's avatar, is for sustenance, maintenance. Contradictory energies are there in that place. And you have built a Ram temple there. And after consecrating it, you are trying to focus the sun's rays on the foot of the of Rama, the very place which you have consecrated. Rama would have disappeared from there long ago. The leaders should have strong values and good intentions. Then only whatever decisions that they take will succeed. Even after discussing so much, so every day you have a discussion on YouTube, you call 3-4 experts, Vidwan people, and discuss on things, and still when you arrive at a conclusion, do you take action on that? Or do you facilitate action being taken on that? Or are you just independent journalists and finished, my job is over? Is the issue really character, or it is how character is translated into decisions and execution? That decisions taken has to be executed, then only you will see results. Otherwise this agitation will repeat after 16 hours, and they are very sure about it. They have given you a deadline. Now they may be tired, they will go back, rejuvenate, and come back again after 10 days. So first, leaders should have character and maintain that character to set an example. Otherwise, you won't have to lock yourself in a room and then address the children who are there out in the open. They have nothing to hide. Leadership does not succeed or fail at the level of intent. There may be intention, but you cannot execute it for want of confidence, for want of courage. See the courage exhibited by the students because they know that they are in the right. When you do right, when you do what is right, you won't have fear. Only when you have done wrong, you will have that fear. And to hide that one fear, you have created a big ecosystem to support and maintain that facade. And now that projection has become so thick and heavy and so immovable kind of, that is unbreakable kind of, even though there are cracks, all cracks is filled with cracks, but you want to hold that cracked building up for want of a simple reflection within yourself to just admit, have I done right? Have I done my duty? Is this according to what a person has to do, occupying the position, this particular seat in the parliament or in the office or wherever you are? Have I justified my work allotted to me? Am I justified in taking that salary? Then you'll get the answer what you're supposed to do. It succeeds or fails at the level of conversion into decisions, into what you decide, that will give the result. And also accompanied by the behavior in which you present it. Not that just come at 8 o'clock and then declare from 12 o'clock this will be done, or this will not be done, or this will be the new rule. Real leaders, and India has not had any shortage of them. Even today there are many of them. But the fear of irresponsible administrative use of administration by this government is preventing the real leaders to come to the forefront and giving the support to these children, to these masses. Actually now it's not children anymore. Means so many have joined into this awakening, kind of an uprising, and almost everybody alive today are saying that they have never seen any such thing in their lifetime. For those who had not seen Gandhiji's non-cooperation or any of that kind of crowd gathering, they are seeing this kind of gathering for the first time in their lifetime. So when you are faced with such a monumental situation, how cool are you in taking, and how strong are you, how firm are you, how committed are you, how convinced are you in taking that decision? The very fact that you are required to say sorry means that you don't know what you are doing. You don't know how your system has worked, how it has happened. And you are not agreeable to the solution that they are asking. You don't have any solution. You have no assessment of the problem, or you don't want to accept it. At least accept the decisions given by the students, because they are it's their shoes that are pinching them. They know where it is pinching. So they are asking certain legitimate demands. So before, even if you come to take the stand for elections next time, ask 2 questions for yourself. Can I be trusted? Am I mature enough to lead? You decide for yourself before you put a stand for election or you give in your nomination. Otherwise, you don't deserve it. Otherwise, you ask a list, make a list of 10 enemies or 10 people who are very frank with you, whom you feel they will tell you the truth. 10 or 20 or however, your choice. Send a list of questionnaire. Can I be trusted? Am I mature enough to lead? Am I good enough to lead this country or this particular constituency? What is your opinion about my decision making ability? What do you think about my ability to plan and execute? What do you feel? What is your opinion about my commitment or my way of functioning? You can ask general questions. Ask 10 questions. Get the feedback. Assess yourself. Nobody is asking you. You only assess. From all that feedback, then you decide for yourself before even standing for election. Just because you have 50 crores doesn't make you eligible to stand for election. And you are not going to be elected. The students have made it sufficiently clear. I hope you have seen all the videos that have come on YouTube. Character creates leadership capacity, not outcomes. So first build character, know your character, change your character, and then come to the field of service. And another thing in our country is, if you donate something or if you give something free, that means आपका पाप सब धुल गया. Go and do a dubki and your पाप धुल गया. That dust the dirt on your body धुल गया. Karmas are inside your energy system, inside your mind, inside your intellect, inside your subtle energy system. वहां से निकलना ऐसा पानी से नहीं धुलता, वो आंसू बहाना पड़ता है. बच्चों के आंसू देखकर कम से कम आप एक दो बूंद आंसू बहाइए, तब पता चलेगा क्या डिसीजन लेना है, क्या नहीं लेना है. और कहाँ हम चुकते हैं? जहाँ पर हमारा मैसेज कन्वे नहीं होता है. सिलेक्ट द अप्रोप्रिएट मीडियम वेयर यू हैव टू कन्वे योर मैसेज. नहीं तो इवन social media is not the way to convey message. Social media is not the platform to convey your decisions. You have an official correspondence system, official website, or official way of communication. There are people appointed for communicating, right? You're paying salary for them, right? Or is that vacant? The pace is misaligned. After 1.5 months, you have the courtesy to come and address the children. I remember Abhijit, the Cockroach Party leader. He is saying 49 days have passed since they began they had formed that particular Instagram reel. And just see the way it has spread across the country, and it takes 31 days for you to send a message. Decisions are delayed or rushed. Rushed means abhi mera dimag mein aaya, and then you release it at 3 o'clock at night or 12 o'clock at night. And that communication lacks clarity. For all other photo shoots, you have very elaborate arrangements. Execution failures is inconsistent follow through. There is no, the failures are because of inconsistent follow through. You just announce, you say something, blurt out whatever you want to say, I'm sorry or something, and then finish. That's it. As that concludes the matter. Follow up action, that's just the beginning. That is just the initiative. जब घर से बाहर आया है, दरवाजा खोल के, yes, then comes the next step to build up on that, all the list of activities that needs to be done. And do not give confusing signals. इसको एक चीज बोलो, उसको एक चीज बोलो, तीसरे को तीसरा, something else you tell to the third person, and then go abroad and tell something else. This erosion of trust has not happened just overnight. It has happened over a period of time. India is said to be a country of unity in diversity. This government has utilized that unity to make it really divided in its diversity. When we used to have neighbors whom we used to say hello. Now nobody says hello even to the neighbors. If they say hi, it will be on Instagram or Facebook. If you don't judge yourself morally, whether you are right or wrong, whether you have no sense of discrimination, no viveka buddhi, vairagya is of no use. You need to have viveka buddhi, then only that vairagya will be appropriate. Otherwise, why are so many students of children complaining of abuse by treatment during training programs of RSS? And why are they committing suicides? That's the trauma, unbearable trauma. In fact, in abroad, there are hospitals who take care of such trauma-ridden patients. In our country, they are just left to fend for themselves. Nobody cares. There's no use putting giving beautiful titles to programs as though it matters. Character is sacred. Make leadership development practical, not just only in some addresses in your sessions, group sessions. That doesn't ensure execution at the execution level. There is corruption, total corruption. And because of corruption, that fear builds up. अरे इसको बता देगा तो वो हमारा सब भांडा फोड़ देगा. Corruption from bottom to top to bottom, everywhere, at every stage. So you cannot trust anybody. How will you trust anybody? Otherwise, the whole group has to trust, and they have to trust one person who is total delusion. Look into yourself. How can a prime minister able to work 18 hours a day unless he has 2-3 duplicates of himself? Have you ever wondered? They tell that even if you do too many YouTube programs, they tell this must be a clone. Means somebody clone of that person doing the programs. So what about people who are really coming into the open? Have you ever wondered how the people have become so bold? When I know just a mere anger used to cause fire at petrol pumps miles away. These are known facts which comes as flash news in your mobile time to time. Fire happened in Uttarakhand. Just a flash fire happened here. This got burnt. That got burnt. Suddenly it used to happen. Now nothing happens, right? Sab thanda ho gaya. Have you ever wondered? People are wondering, why am I not reacting? Everybody wants me to burst out. I had made a commitment on 8th of August 2011. I had done a training program on Christy Marie Sheldon, who had come on. I had done a course on hers, and I had also purchased her. It was a video course, as well as I had purchased her books and CDs and everything. I had made a commitment on that day, and that 2011 was a year when the entire all my seniors executives had put me in a branch which was a chief manager's branch, and they were so committed in bringing me down, and they reduced that chief manager's branch to a manager's branch. And in bank branches, you know how it is, the size of the branch is the business of the branch is the determines the who will head, what kind of seniority, what position, means middle management, senior management, who will head the branch. And I was in the middle management. That branch was a top management, chief manager's branch, and I was posted, though I was middle management, I was posted in that branch. And everybody conspired to create enough complaints, enough removal of business, so that is reduced to a manager's, or at least after that I was removed, means it became a manager's branch, and then I was transferred to another branch which was to be headed by a manager. With a ready enough NPA tayar for being shifted to NPA, a major account. So when you are, it's like Indian frogs. You want to pull each other down, where you are fighting against, you are going against the tide. You are swimming upstream. When that is a kind of force that you are meeting at your workplace, whether you go out, whether you are studying, whether it's your education, whether everywhere, you needed something really, something which will shake your internal subtle energy system. So that is why I did this course, which was called Love and Above. In this course, it was about frequencies of your energy body, how you can raise the level of your frequency so that you don't vibrate at lower frequencies such as guilt, anger, jealousy. So you don't have these normal emotions at all. So even if you provoke, you won't get a reply. And the commitment that I had made was, I hereby commit to myself to connect daily to the vibration of love and above. I commit to purify, align, and stabilize myself so that I am aligned with love, joy, and consciousness, the most loving choice for myself. I choose happiness, fun, and ease in accomplishing my 30-day commitment to loving and honoring myself more. The practice of non-judgment, the attitude of gratitude, daily intuitive check-ins, and adding blessings to all relationships. I also commit to be nice to me while I'm adding new skills to my life. I open to courageously receive and attract all the gifts and celebrations this may bring me, as I deserve this. And whether I got it or not, that's a different matter. But I made this commitment, and at least from my part, I will see that I do not provoke. And at least I will guard so as not to attract. And this was the text companion, and where you have so many, and they have also given where this kind of low level emotions are there. India has there is a low level emotion of fear and anger, which is in India average 355 vibrational frequency, which means that these are the low level emotions that our whole country is vibrating. So when this is when as a nation, as a collective, we are vibrating at that level, when a masses are vibrating at that level, that means very few are there who can vibrate at a higher level. So imagine the load on the people who are vibrating at that level to carry this whole mass, to keep it in balance. Otherwise, you'll find the kind of uproar as we have been seeing in the last 6 days. Think about it. Talk to you later.